Welcome back to Inner Thoughts of a Black Woman. Today we're going to be talking about the Black family unit. It's no secret that Black families have been under attack for generations. And I'm not just talking about the obvious stuff. I'm talking about how systems, policies, and even stereotypes have tried to break us apart. From slavery till today, there's been a consistent effort to keep us divided, to strip us of our strength as a unit. And let's be real, when Black families are strong, we're unstoppable. So let's break it all the way down.
Oh, God, no. No, massa, you can't sell Kizzy too. No, massa, not my baby, not my child. Oh, massa, no, not my child, not my baby. Massa,
Yeah.
this is my child. Massa, beat her. Do anything you want to her. Anything, massa. Tear the skin off her worthless hide. She an awful nigga to do such a thing, massa. Please, massa, in the name of Jesus, have mercy. Me and Toby, we give you our lives, massa. Massa, 40 years, Massa. 40 years I serve you. Don't that count for
Well, you were
something?
doing your job. She disobeyed the rules. She has to suffer the consequences. That's all there is to it.
Massa, please. Please, Massa. Massa, I beg you, please don't sell her. Please, Massa.
She's already been sold.
Oh, then, Massa, please sell me in Bell with her. But don't split up the family, Massa. You ain't never been that kind of man. Please, Massa.
Mr. Tom Moore owns Kizzy now. Mr. Odell will take her away today.
Massa.
No, I don't want to go.
God, my baby.
No.
It started with slavery. Men were beaten down in front of their wives and kids to show dominance, to send a message that they couldn't protect their families. On top of that, families were intentionally torn apart. Kids were sold away from their mothers, husbands from their wives. There was no such thing as family loyalty when your entire life was seen as property. They knew that keeping families together meant we'd be stronger, and they couldn't have that. And even marriage, that wasn't a thing for enslaved people. Any bond we tried to create could be ripped apart at any moment. But you know what's wild? Black people still found ways to love and create families, even when the system tried to destroy it.
I work hard. He work hard.
I worked hard. I get up at 4 o'clock and get my breakfast done. Just at dawn of day, I go to the field and we pick cotton.
Mr. and Mrs. Haywood Jenkins of Sharkey County, Mississippi have, between them, picked cotton for over a century.
My boss man came along. He says, Mary Jane, I said, sir. I say, when you wash?
When slavery ended, you'd think the family struggle would stop, right? Wrong. Families spent years, sometimes decades, just trying to find each other again. Can you imagine having to travel across the country to see if your child or spouse was still alive? That was the reality for our ancestors. And then sharecropping came along, which was basically slavery 2.0. Families were stuck in poverty, tied to the land, and constantly in debt to white landowners. And even when we started to make progress, there was always something to pull us back. Look at Black Wall Street, a thriving community destroyed because of what? People couldn't stand to see Black families and businesses winning.
Some African American communities are prospering, like the residents of Greenwood, a suburb of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here, former slaves were given land after the Civil War, and this rare footage shows the thriving town they built. A remarkable Baptist pastor named Solomon Sir Jones is the pioneering filmmaker.
Jim Crow wasn't just about separate water fountains. It was about keeping Black families poor, uneducated, and vulnerable. Black men couldn't get decent jobs to support their families, and Black women were forced to work as domestics, raising other people's kids instead of their own. And whenever we did manage to build something for ourselves, like schools, churches, or businesses, white supremacists came in to burn it down or shut it down. They made sure we stayed at the bottom.
I go, the welfare department came to our home. They talked with my mother about moving into the housing project, but the stipulation was that my father could not be with us. They would put us into the housing project only if he left the state.
Then came welfare, which was supposed to help, but let's be real, it came with strings attached. In the 60s and 70s, government assistance told black families, we'll help you, but only if the man isn't in the house. Like, what kind of mess is that? How are you supposed to build a family if you're being told to kick the father out just to survive? Some people may say, well, the father shouldn't have left. Well, you're in a predicament of choosing whether the father should stay or your kids eating. And let's talk about the war on drugs. They locked up so many black men over petty crimes, leaving kids without dads and women to raise families on their own. It's no coincidence this was a part of the plan to keep us down.
Okay, babes, I just have to say something that I feel like everyone needs to listen to. And this topic may be very controversial, but I do not give a flying F. I feel like nobody should date black men. And this is coming from someone whose dad is black, and I have brothers basically who are black as well. And I am a black woman, but I genuinely feel like if you truly want to have a good life and you want to just be well taken care of, you must go and date a man who is not colored in the blackness, or he could be mixed race depending how it is, but some of them have so much complex, it's just annoying to be around those type of men, but not all of them. A lot of them do.
The black family is more divided today than ever. Black men hating black women hating black men, but let's be real. The real enemy here isn't each other. It's the systems that were put in place to make us this way. Those same systems that broke us apart during slavery and Jim Crow are still working today, just with new tools. Black women are now the least likely to get married. There are more baby mamas than wives, and that's not by accident. The media plays a huge role too. They love pushing the narrative that black fathers are absent, but they'll never show you the dads who are out here being active and present in their kids' lives. Why? Because it doesn't fit their agenda. We need to wake up and come back together. Historically, the black economy thrived when black men and women built strong families together. Our strength is in unity, not just for ourselves, but for the generations coming after us. Thank you for listening to my inner thoughts. If this resonates with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.